Hello friends, welcome back to my deck profile. We're going to be looking up Zephyrus. A Pendulum deck's been out for a while, but this time we got some fantastic support in Maximum Crisis Zefra Providence, as well as a trap card that just destroys cards on the field. So yes, let's go and have a look. The build is one of the more interesting decks to play, Pendulum decks that is, to play this format. And yes, let's see, we play 3 of course of Zefrath. Oh, let's see that one. Yeah, Zephyrus, a triple Zefrath. I prefer the old name, Zefratorah Grammaton, but Zefrath is about a bit more of a funny name. Alright, this card is an any scale, 7 or a 1 scale, because you basically dump a Zefra from the deck, and then it copies the scale of that card, and it's got a really funny effect. When it's in the extra deck, you can Pendulum summon twice, because if you have to tribute 3 monsters, at least Zefra monsters, and then you can summon it from your extra deck, and then that lets you Pendulum summon another time. So it's the effect's quite rare to perform, but it's insane. If you do it, you probably win the game anyway. But the more important effect is the dumping. It reminds me of Clifford Scout's effect, where you just search the other scale, but it's not really, but you just search a card to go to the extra deck. It's not as strong, but it's also hard once per turn. And the nice thing about this card is, unlike all the other Zefra Pendulum scales, it has no restriction to Pendulum summoning. So if you have 2 of these or something else and you have a scale that's not a Zefra, you can Pendulum summon whatever you want. So that's a nice thing about this one. It's quite high level, I don't even know what level that is. I think it's level 11 or something. So 3 of this one, super rare in the latest set, easy to get a hold of. So play a 3, it's the best card in the deck now. After Providence, I guess. Alright, 3 of this guy, always play 3 of this guy. It's a level 6 Yangzing guy where you Pendulum summon or destroy it, you search your deck for a Zefra spawn trap card or Yangzing spawn trap card. Quite useful for both situations. And it's also level 6, so you can do some funny synchro plays with that card. And yes, it's a Yangzing as well, so you can use it to make Chow Feng and stuff. So this one is called Zefra New. All of them have really hard names to pronounce, so bear with me. Next 3 offs is we play triple Zefraxi. This one makes your Zephyrus into tuners, because this deck's a very synchro and pendulum based deck. That's quite an important effect to do. It's also level 3, so that's useful sometimes for making out the Denglong, that is, the beginning of the turn or a duel. And it's a 1 scale, so the opposite scale of this. So if you have 1 of each, you can dump the other guy with Grammaton, and you can Pendulum summon both of them and make your Chow Feng, because it's level 6 and level 3. But that's one of the simpler plays that you can do in this deck. 3 of this work guy, because it's one of the most mandatory ones to play. Okay, a lot of 1-offs here with the little dudes, because a lot of them are pretty much optionals. These are optionals to play as well, but this one pops back row, set cards, not back row. This one pops face-up cards. Also level 4, so you can use that with the level 3 tuners, and you can make them into a tuner to make level 8, etc. They have a variety of levels. These are the less important ones, because as you can see, we play a 7 scale, a 7 scale, a 1 scale, a 1 scale. 2 of the Talon Knights, Zefra Sexaitan, Zefra Tuban, Zefra Wendy, and Zefra Pelica. These cards have been out for quite a while. And yes, play 1 of each just because you have access to certain levels and stuff. And some of them have decent effects, like Pelica can resurrect 1 back. This one can bring back your Grammatron from the extra deck and stuff. This one just pops, as I said, they pop cards and stuff, so you can maybe play around certain cards. So yeah, like Strike or whatever. So 1 of each, just so you can have an option. You can switch this around, you can maybe drop this one for the other guys and stuff. So yeah, it's up to you really for these. It's just up to the, there's not many options. But the level 3 is pretty much mandatory to play, because they're quite decent effects. Now, one of the more important one is Zefra Naga, because it's a level 2. That's the main reason why you play it. Now, the level 2, the 2 level is important because you can use it to synchro with your tuners that you're probably going to draw if you're going first. You draw these guys, the hand traps, level 3 tuners. And it's a level 2, so you can maybe synchro into a level 5, which is going to be Denglong most of the time. Alternatively, you can use it with the level 3 Yangzing dude, which will make it into a tuner if you Pendulum them together. And then you can make your level 5 synchros. That's what you want to do at the beginning, really. Make the 5 synchro and maybe climb up into a level 6 synchro later on to draw whatever card you want. So yeah. Also have a cool effect, Chainlink. Make sure you do it as a Chainlink 3 or something, because it just bounces scale. It protects your cards from being negated. Right? That's about it. So yeah, Zefra Naga, the Shadol one. Quite important one now in this deck. And the rest of the monsters that are not Zephyrus is I play one eccentric just because sometimes I want to normal summon it, destroy a monster, or I can want to pop back row. That's just probably a strike to play around it and stuff. There's the one off. It's also 7 scale, so if you got a Grammaton and this guy, you can pendulum summon any monster. You can pendulum your whole hand. Doesn't matter what monster it is. 2 red resonators. I still play red resonator because it combos well to make with the level 3s, of course. Even with the level 4 as well. With the level 4 Zephyrus, you make your level 6 sort of charge warrior or something with a field spell. I just play 2 now. I used to play 6 basically because of the card that searches it, and 3 of this one. But now that you have more consistency at searching this card, it's much more important to open those instead of red resonator. But red resonator, probably the card I will drop when I get a hold of new cards later on. But for now, I'm using that card. And hand traps, I've only got 1 Ghost Ash. I would play 2 Ghost Ash and maybe replace one of the red resonator, as I said. But Ghost Ash for now. And then 2 Ghost Ogres and Max C. I could play 3 Ghost Ogres as well instead of the Max C, but I like playing this mixture of random hand traps. So that's you can search these as well using Chao Feng, so it depends on the matchup really. Also with the Stardust Charge Warrior and the Field Spell Wave, you can search any of these, so it's not a problem. Now the other cool hand trap, it's now the new hype meta because of this card. Because people have been maining these, you need to play Cyframe Gear Gamma. Play 1 of the driver, 3 of the Gammas, because if you go first and use like a Rota, they can negate it, and in which case you drop this card and then special summon this level 6 guy. Now the awesome thing about that is that you need a level 2 tuner in this deck most of the time, and this is a level 2 tuner, and you're going to use that to make your Denglong and stuff. So alternatively, you can just synchro with this guy, but I usually save this up to make a rank 6 or another synchro or something with this guy. So yeah, so that's the cool thing about those, is just negate the negate. This is the game right now, negate negates. So yes, I love hand traps actually. 7 hand traps in this deck, because if you go first, you can do your combo as much as possible. Next up, we've got 3 Providence, a Rota for any card, of any Zefra card, except itself. And in the graveyard, it's also a Return of Dragon Lords, where you can just banish it. Not even an activated effect, it's a continuous effect to protect a Zefra card or cards on the field. Very important card in this deck because it's a free off, of course, and it searches any of your Zefra combo pieces. And once again, free field spells, because it's awesome. This lets you stack if you synchro someone with a Zefra monster, and also search a Zefra on activation, a Zefra monster, of course. Not as good as this, but you can search this with that, so whatever you want to do. If you open both, you can probably search 2 Grammatons and do some stupid play with that. And next up, triple terraforming, so it's basically this card, so you search it and stuff. And if you're going second, Chalice, also okay going first, can you set it? It's to stop VFD, basically, because this card's quite annoying. E-Tally, I forgot to mention that Ghost Ogre, as well as this one, is a E-Tally target. So a level 2 tuner as well as a level 3 tuner being targets with E-Tally is quite nice, because you have, depends on the rest of your hand, you can E-Tally one of the other 2 and it doesn't even consume your normal summon. And of course, if you already have Gamma activated and stuff, E-Tally is still useful because you can still E-Tally a Gamma from your deck, because the Gamma is probably dead because there's no more drivers, for example. And last but not least, we got 3 of the trap cards. One of the new trap cards, Zefra War. This one destroys one of your Zefra cards and then destroy a card on your opponent's side of the field. Nice thing about this is you can use it from your hand if you control 2 Zefra scales. So you can use it on your opponent's turn as soon as you search it, using usually the Zefrani. If it gets destroyed, you just destroy a card your opponent controls. So. And 2 of the counter traps, which you'll probably search. I only play 1 of each because opening them is quite useless, because you don't really want to open them by drawing them, of course. You don't want to search these. This one's searchable usually by Zefranio, this one's usually searched by Denglong. So 1 of each. This one just destroys your guy and then negates them, shuffles them back. This one banishes from your scale and then negates them. So usually going to search these 2 at the start of your turn if you do your combo and stuff. And that's the rest of the deck, 40 card deck. Let's have a look at the extra deck, which is probably what's going to be interesting. First we've got M7, because you can overlay 2 of your, maybe even your Synchro, but usually it's going to be the Zefrani, and then you can grab a monster back from the grave to the hand, usually going to be the same card you detach, and then you can Pendulum summon it to search again. So quite a useful card to recur your Zefrani searches if your opponent is not destroying your cards, or if you're not destroying your cards. So that's the only XCs that we play in this extra deck. The rest of the Synchros, I need to get a second of these because I find that Lithosegim, the Truking, usually banishes this guy, so I need to play 2 of him now. But I've only got 1, so I'll play 1 for now, it's alright, it's not too bad. Denglong quite important though, because you need to start combos off with him. Usually search this guy. If you already got this card, you're probably going to search the other scale for your Pendulum summoning after this guy. So yes, that's one dang long, and it does a lot of combos. You can dump your level 6 or level 3 depending on what you want to do with it. So there's so many card plays you can do with this. It's insane. Coral Dragon. This is for your Zolkin plays. If you did use Gamma, usually it's going to end up winning the game because you're going to have a driver on the field, and then you're going to do that to make this guy, and then you're going to synchro into the Zolkin with this guy, and then you can combo that with the field spell as well, because you get to draw any card that you want, any monster you want, because you stack the monster when you synchro summoning, usually with a Zefra monster. I'll probably drop this card for the Denglong if I do get a second hold off, but for now this card's awesome. It makes you win insane quickly. Stardust Charge Warrior. This is the other card that you could also bump up to 2 if you want to play around Lithos again, the Earth Tricking, because this one lets you combo with the, I think you already know, but you summon this using a Zefra monster as a material. You can use chaining 1, chaining 2 onto these, because the timing window is exactly the same even into CG, and then you can stack the monsters chaining 2 and then draw it off. Stardust Charge Warrior, usually a Maxi or a Ghost Oracle or a Ghost Ash or whatever you want for the next turn, so you can do more combos for the rest of the turn. Also level 6 non-tuner, so you can use it with Nirvana High Paladin and stuff, so pretty cool. Mephi's Horus, an awesome card because you can chainlink 2 the effect to negate something on the field if you use a effect monster. So you're usually going to synchro with a effect monster and a pendulum monster, and then you can just take your opponent's monster. They choose the card, but it doesn't matter too much because you get a monster, so why not? That's all the level 6. For the level 7s, we play a Ancient Fairy Dragon as well as a Yazi. Ancient Fairy Dragon, very useful right now because a lot of people are playing Draconic Diagram, and maybe even against field spells and stuff, and then you can pop their field and then you can grab your own field spell, which is Oracle of Zefra. Alternatively, you can just pop your own, gain 1000 life points, and then grab Oracle of Zefra, so it's pretty good. Also, you can use Special Summon from hand. I don't know if that's going to be useful, maybe. And this one is a Yazi. Enough said, it's one of the best Yang Zing level 7s. Can't be targeted and stuff, so, and it usually destroy this card, destroy your card, and then you can Special Summon one from the deck, so quite a handy card. For the level 8s that we actually summon normally, a lot of them we summon. Level 8 Baxia, it shuffles back stuff from the deck, from the field to the deck. So usually synchro, making this, because you need a non-tuner worm monsters. You make it usually with not a Denglong, but the level 6 one, Zefraath, and level 2 tuner. Probably going to be Red Resonator or Gamma. So yeah, you can just shuffle cards back on the field, and then it's got another effect where you Monster Reborn stuff. So usually you can Monster Reborn like the Red Resonator, so you heal life points. So it combos insane if you do Baxia, while getting rid of cards in the process. Now I'm just going to show a Zolkin now because the rest of the cards that I'm going to show is Zolkin targets. Your Zolkin I explained already, you make it with Coral Dragon and Driver. You have to keep in mind you can't make Zolkin using Pendulum monsters. So yes, Zolkin quite useful though in this deck. Ignista, you can already make this anyway in this deck because you control 2 level 4s. It's the 2 Satellite Knight ones. But usually make it with Zolkin, just get rid of the cards on the field by non-targeting. Scarlight. This is more useful usually when you use the driver on your opponent, because obviously your opponent will have a monster on the field that you negate. Unless if you're going second, for example, use this driver them, and then if they have nothing else to negate anything else, you're just gonna make a Scarlight instantly and destroy your opponent's board, so they can't negate your whole thing anymore. And it's also 3k, so it's quite high attack. So Scarlight, another Zolkin target though. Usually we make it with this one. Another target for the Gamma combo or even Zolkin is Stardust Sparta Dragon. So this is for the situation where they use Ghost Ash and you drop the Gamma to negate Ghost Ash going first. You summon the driver. And you got the Grammaton usually in hand because you searched it afterwards because you negated their guy, and then you make Stardust Sparta Dragon. That's so you can protect your Grammaton from another hand trap, which is probably going to be Ghost Ogre or whatever. And it's also a useful card to play anyway because it protects cards in general. Perfect pair with Zolkin. I don't usually make this one first, I usually make it on the second turn just to solidify your game state. And of course the most important synchro probably now is Chao Feng, because you can make it with Earth and Light attributes, so they can't activate Earth monsters. That includes Zodiacs then, and also True King, Lithos Again, as well as the baby dinosaurs. So one of the best cards in the extra deck now, because you can make it in this deck quite easily. Also, if you destroy it with 9 Paths of the Yangtze, or 9 Pillars of the Yangtze, of course, you can search any tuner monster. So when you destroy it, you search like a Ghost Ash, or even a Ghost Ogre, or even a Sign Frame Gay Gamma. So a lot of stuff you can search with this one. Search any tuner, and last but not least, we've got Nirvana High Paladin. This is the main reason why I play this deck, just to make the Van High Paladin, because it's such a cool card to make. You can use the Pendulum monster that you Pendulum summon as a tuner, so it's usually going to be a level 4, and maybe one of your Metaphys Horrors or Stardust Charge Warrior, and you make this guy's level 10, and you summon it, you grab any card from your graveyard back to your hand. It's usually going to be like one of your hand trap cards you've already used to negate your opponent, or even like another field spell or another monster or something. But yeah, it's up to you. And if you do have to kill a monster or something, you half your opponent's life points, so you can speed up the game a bit. So yeah, the last card is the Van High Paladin. So yeah, that's it for this Zefra deck profile, updated with the card pull from Maximum Crisis Zefrath. I would still prefer the old name, but yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Any other suggestions, put it in that comment section below. Yeah, see you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.